student. Now you are in 7th standard, and in our this year's session we are going to learn our first poem, past, present and future. You know very well what is mean by past, present and future. Past means the time which had gone. Present means the time which is going on, and future means the time which will come in our life. The poetess of this poem is Emily Bronte. She is a very famous English poet. She had two sisters and all the family were very well novelist and poetess. Now, in this poem, the poetess asks three questions to a smiling child. She asks the smiling child what is mean for her past, what is the meaning of present for her, and what is the meaning of future for her. And the smiling child gives very wisely answers to these questions. She gives very beautiful answers to these three questions. And in this way, through the answers, the child is telling us past is a time which we had lost in our life. Present means the time which we can enjoy in our life, and future means the time which will bring happiness, goodness in our life. Now we are going to see the poem. First, the introduction of the poetess and the meaning of the poem first on the digital board. Then I will explain you line by line.
Hey friends, we seem to perceive time as passing in one direction. After all, we can't just forward to the future or revisit our past if we felt like it. Every minute of every day appears to move us ahead, pulling us through our lives towards an inexorable demise. But what if your present, past, and future all existed already? At the same time, how can we forget that time is a ship that never casts anchor? Well, this is beautifully described in one of the poems by Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte was an English novelist and poet. She was perhaps the greatest of the three Bronte sisters. But the record of her life is extremely meager, for she was silent and reserved and left no correspondence of interest. Emily Bronte and her sisters were well-known authors who lived in the 19th century. She is well known for her novel Wuthering Heights, a highly imaginative work of passion and hate set on the Yorkshire moors. Emily Bronte uses nature to talk about her thoughts, feelings, and ideas in many of her poems. In the poem Past, Present, Future, the poet Emily Bronte asks her child what the past, present, and future looks like to her. In an innocent manner, the child describes the nature that she associates with each of these time frames. The poet Emily Bronte asks the child, who is smiling, what the past is like to the child. The child replies that the past is like an autumn evening, soft and mild, with a wind that sighs sadly and lets out a breath in grief. Thus, the past for the child is something that she remembers with longing and a little sadness. The child has had a peaceful life so far. But the child also gives the reader a sense that within the child's peaceful past, she has also suffered through hard times. The falling of leaves and the mournful sigh of the wind convey that the child is unhappy because the past has passed and she cannot go back to it. The poet further asks the child her opinion of the present. The The child replies that the present is like springtime with greenery and flowers around, where a young bird on a branch of a tree is just learning to fly. Thus, the present for the child is full of possibilities and something that she wants to take chances in. She's gathering her strength and looking forward to head into the world. The poet asks the happy child about the future. To this, the child replies that the future is like the unknown, vast sea that has stretched far and wide under the bright sun. This sea is very powerful, glorious, and shining brightly, and it stretches on without an end. Thus, we cannot see the end of a sea, and the child associates this imagery with future. According to her, the future is magnificent, exciting, and mysterious, and she's keen on exploring it. Come, let us now listen to the poem Past, Present, Future.
Tell me, smiling child, what the past is like to thee. An autumn evening, soft and mild, with a wind that sighs mournfully. Tell me, what is the present hour? A green and flowery spray, where a young bird sits, gathering its power to mount and fly away. And what is the future, happy one? A sea beneath a cloudless sun, a mighty, glorious, dazzling sea, stretching into infinity.
Now I am going to read the poem. Tell me, smiling child, what the past is like to thee. An autumn evening, soft and mild, with a wind that sighs mournfully. Tell me, what is the present hour, a green and flowery spray, where a young bird sits gathering its power to mount and fly away. And what is the future, happy one? A sea beneath a cloudless sun, a mighty, glorious, dazzling sea, stretching into infinity. Now we are going to learn the meaning from the digital board.
That we have heard the poem Past, Present, Future, let us try to understand it line wise. Tell me, smiling child, what the past is like to thee. An autumn evening, soft and mild, with a wind that sighs mournfully. In the opening stanza, the poet, Emily Bronte, asks the child who is smiling what the past is like to thee, that is, the child. The child replies that the past is like an autumn evening, soft and mild, meaning moderately warm, not very cold, with a wind that sighs mournfully, meaning sadly. Thus, the past for the child is something that she remembers with longing and a little sadness. The child's reference to past as an autumn evening, soft and mild, gives the reader a sense that the child has had a peaceful life so far. But the phrase, with a wind that sighs mournfully, also gives the reader a sense that within the child's peaceful past, she has also suffered through hard times. The falling of leaves and the mournful sigh of the wind convey that the child is unhappy because the past has passed and she cannot go back to it. Tell me what is the present hour? a green and flowery spray, where a young bird sits gathering its power to mount and fly away. In the second stanza, the poet Emily Bronte further asks the child her opinion of the present. The child replies that the present is like springtime, with a green and flowery spray, meaning branch of plant bearing flowers on which a young bird sits, gathering its power, meaning strength, to mount, meaning get up, and fly away. Thus, the present for the child is full of possibilities and something that she wants to take chances in. She's gathering her strength and looking forward to head into the world. And what is the future, happy one? A sea beneath a cloudless sun, a mighty, glorious, dazzling sea stretching into infinity. In the last stanza, the poet Emily Bronte asks the happy child about the future. To this, the child replies that the future is like the unknown vast sea that has stretched far and wide under the bright sun in a cloudless sky. The sea is mighty, meaning very powerful, glorious and dazzling, meaning shining brightly, and it stretches into infinity, meaning stretches on without an end. Thus, we cannot see the end of a sea, and the child associates this imagery with future. According to her, the future is magnificent, exciting, and mysterious, and she's keen on exploring it.